it's my honor to be here. It's my honor to be here, and it's my pleasure to be here. And I thank Eli and Joy Guerreri for allowing me to be a part of this. Ladies and gentlemen, the hour is late, and I'm not going to take a great deal of time. But the fact of the matter is that we in this community, and the Jewish community in general, are exposed to many causes. People come to us for everything and anything to ask of our assistance, and there's no community in the world like ours that puts our hand out for assistance. This cause, and this is very easy for me to say, this cause is different. It's different because this is at the root of everything that we think of and that we do. This is at the base of what it means to be a Yisrael, to be a member of Israel. There's not a thing that we do in our lives, in our Orthodox lives in Torah, that doesn't mention Yetziat Mitzrayim. Yes? We're saying Kiddush, we're talking about Yetziat Mitzrayim. We say Tefillah, we're talking about Yetziat Mitzrayim. Nothing we do without Yetziat Mitzrayim. The Achamim say very simply, there wouldn't have been a Yetziat Mitzrayim if it was not for women, courageous women, brave women, who not just had children. It says in the Pasuk, "V'tehayyena et they risked their lives to enliven the children, to make sure that they were alive, strong, and well. And the Achamim say simply, "B'zchut nashim tzedkaniyot ne'agav Mitzrayim." It's because of those women we came out of Mitzrayim, we got a Torah, we became a people, and we became what the world knows as Am Yisrael, as the Jewish people. This, ladies and gentlemen, is at the core of what it means to be us. Life to us is everything. One life to us is everything. We hear about local issues. We hear about learning centers. We hear about all sorts of things. And everything has its merit, and sometimes it takes discerning. What do I give to? What do I choose? What do I make my goal? What do I make my pet project? Ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't take any thinking. This is it. This is life. This is where it all starts. This is where it's all built on. I don't often quote, but I'm going to quote for you tonight because these passages impacted me years ago when I first read them. And it crystallized in my mind what our approach is to life. The first one is a quote by our enemies. Our enemies know better than we do what Israel does for one life, what we commit to save one life. This quote, you'll forgive me, is from Sheikh Nasrallah, the head of the Hezbollah. Yeah? And he says very simply, our victory over the Zionists is inevitable, he says. We have thousands to martyr, but to them, every death is an unbearable tragedy. You hear? You hear what they exploit? They exploit our love, our respect, our commitment to life. And they use that to destroy us, to try and attack us. Look at this. Our enemies. No. Yisrael, when it comes to saving a life, everything can be sold. Everything will be given. We'll give you all your prisoners. We'll give you everything you want. Just one life. Just one life is everything. There's one more that I want to read. This is a quote by Lucy DeWitt. She wrote a book, The War Against the Jews, famous book about the Holocaust. And she quotes a diarist, person writing a diary at the time. Yeah? He writes as follows. On seeing two pregnant women in the Warsaw Ghetto, an unknown diarist noted, if in today's dark and pitiless times, a Jewish woman gathers enough courage to bring a new Jewish being into the world and rear him, this is great heroism there. Dignity of a Jewish woman. All right, what are we talking about? Look what we've gathered. The room should be packed. The room should be filled to the hilt. If you're here tonight, you're a unique person. Because you took your time, and you took your effort, and a late hour, and you're committing yourself to what you know in your heart is the most important thing in Jewish life. Now, I'm going to end with this. It's a personal story. I'm going to end with this. I was mentioning to Eli a little ago. When I was about 11 years old, my family, one side of my family, my paternal grandmother's family, made a family tree. And they sent it to us. She was one of 12 children. So at the time, it was a computer printout, right? It went from here probably to where Aaron's sitting over there, right? Across the yeah. And we were in LA, we're in California, looking, this is our family book. So we laid the whole thing out. And my father's showing me, this is your cousins, this is grandma's sister, this is grandma's brother, this is their children, their children. And then he said something to me that I will never forget for the rest of my life. He pointed to the top of it, to my great-grandmother, who was sitting at the top of my great-grandfather. There were only two people up there. And he said to me, if she didn't have one child, if she didn't have these children, if she wasn't Jewish, none of these people would be here. None of these people would be here. 2 generations. 2 generations. Look, you're looking at babies. Babies sprout into adults without us even knowing it. And I know everybody's experienced this. All of a sudden, you look around, you haven't seen somebody for 2 years. And all of a sudden, big left hand. What happened? He was 2 years old 2 days ago. What happened? And he's getting married now, and he's having kids now. What happens in no time? They were just in daycare. It happens in no time. You save the life. You save it. That's why I mean save it. They save all the words. They're abstract. What do you mean save the whole world? Save the whole world. This is the core of what it means to be. There's nothing that's deeper than this, nothing that's more fundamental than this, nothing that's more bedrock than this. You cannot leave tonight without committing yourself and thinking for those Baruch Hu, because you have to do your part. Baruch, the